This is the all-new Riot Radio. Total variety, partial sanity, a crazy unique mix of talk shows and music shows. RiotRadioRocks.com and Facebook.com/Riot Radio Rocks. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at Riot Radio Rocks.
All right, welcome to the Riot Radio staff party, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday night. We are in the studio. Let me get everybody turned on here. We have some special guests in the house.
You're turning us on.
He's going to turn us on.
Uh-oh. Thanks for turning me on.
Yeah, we just turned everybody on, guys. We have some special guests.
I'm the only girl. I'm really turned on.
Our special guests here are David Sandusky, the owner of the Beast Craft BBQ.
Okay.
Delish.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, it was so loud.
Those were my ears. And we also have John Dennery, who is the general manager of the Beast.
Oh, yeah. All right.
You guys are awesome.
Guys, welcome aboard. Thank you
Thanks
for
for having
bringing the beef. That beef brisket you had was incredible.
Thank you.
It was great.
How many years did it take you to learn how to do that?
About 8.
Really?
That's it?
That's
Honestly,
awesome.
I expected to be like, that. 8 years on that?
Well,
That's impressive.
We did barbecue in general, but the brisket took us probably longer than anything else.
Man,
Nice.
that's the best brisket I've ever had, honestly.
Thank you.
I've never had brisket melt in my mouth, but that did.
Nice.
Okay, the candied bacon really melts in your mouth, by the way. It's amazing.
That's true. It competes with M&M's. The candied bacon.
I don't know. It's like sweet and salty.
Well, I know, but that's the perfect combination.
It's
Sweet and
great.
Sounds
salty.
great.
Right.
I mean, come on. Candied bacon. You know,
It's
Hershey's
great,
used to
yeah.
make mouths happy, but candied bacon is now taking that place
Yeah.
instead of
It
Hershey's.
is.
It's candied bacon.
It is like orgasmic meat.
Go ahead and ask
Oh,
me.
my God.
Ask me how we do it. Ask me what we toss it in.
Ask him.
How do you do it?
Do it.
What do you
Ask him.
toss it in?
Love.
Nice.
And I will tell you that David is not a little guy. You never trust a skinny
no.
cook or a bald barber. Now, also joining us here, we have Michael Corley of The Music of Our Lives. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, everybody.
And we've also got Ben Merton. Say hi, Ben.
What's up, everybody?
And of course, Missy. I'm
Just call me Mickey.
I'm still
It's my
floating.
alternate. It's my
I'm
alternate.
intoxicated from this barbecue.
He's in a meat coma. Everybody, that's a meat
right.
coma.
Yes, I'm a
No, it was like testosterone, wasn't it? It was
Right.
like, I mean, you were doing like the whole manly, like almost grunt.
I think he had
was
3
great.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Man,
Did you really?
He wouldn't keep his hands off the meat.
Did you? I mean, I saw you tearing up the beans, man. The
good.
beans were the
Delicious.
And I heard they don't give you gas.
Really? I didn't even think about that because I didn't care.
You know me and my digestive issues.
I know.
luck.
Yes.
Oh, man. Good luck.
Yes, but but no, I'm telling you.
And also sitting
I
in
think
at the
about it.
table is the father of Riot Radio, Mr. Darren Yates.
Yes. Oh, really? I guess I am kind of.
Radio dad.
I'm the dad of Radio
He's
Dad.
a radio daddy.
Well, thank you, Rick, for
Don't
being
spank
back
him.
there and manning the controls. And I am honored to have John and David from Beast Craft rocking our studios. I mean, you guys are
Honored to be
awesome dudes. You're such good guys, and the food is so fantastic. This is the second time we've actually tasted this beautiful food.
Amazing.
We met you guys at the People's Choice
Yeah, right.
event at the Gateway Classic Cars venue. And you
John
guys-
put his meat in my mouth. It was all over.
So for those of you who are listening to our playlist and are expecting to hear some Guns N' Roses and heard that, welcome to Riot Radio. It's so I love
That's
it.
like Buns and Moses. There. Guns N'
But you guys,
Roses. Come on.
You guys got to check out Beast Craft, the Facebook page. You guys have like 12,000 likes or 11,000 in a year and a half or whatever. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're coming up on 11,000 right now.
Nice.
So, Davis, tell us what you did before the Beast. You were part of fine dining, and you have even a religious background.
Yeah. So I spent about 12 years in fine dining, and I got to the point where it just wasn't fun anymore. It didn't connect. It didn't make sense. For me personally, it got to the point where doing pretentious things for no reason just didn't make sense. I wanted to do something that hit people in the chest. I wanted to do something that was culturally relevant, something that made sense to the average person, not just. 'Cause honestly, if we're being real, the only people who care about fine dining and how many different ways you can cook foie gras are the chefs themselves, or people who have so much money that they don't even eat
The 1%.
normal food. Yeah,
Like the 1%.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I wanted to do something that was culturally relevant. To me, it has a religious connotation to it. Everything in barbecue is very cultural, subcultural. There's a reason why we use what we use in different areas of the country, and it becomes a religious thing to people because
That was a religious experience. I'm telling you.
Everybody's got their own ways of doing things, their own denominations, everybody's got their uncle that does it right. They've got their restaurant that does it right. We just wanted to come out and punch people in the mouths with the best that we could produce.
Smack them with your meat, man.
Right, exactly.
Nice.
We don't do we don't spend a whole lot of time trying to outdo everybody else and doing these big ridiculous sandwiches or things that don't get me wrong, we've got our big things, we've got our sandwiches, we've got our fun things that we do, but the point for us was to come in and to hit the fundamentals at a level that no one is doing, and that's what we've accomplished.
Nice, man.
What chef is trying to say is that we do pulled pork, like what most people do subpar. We do above bar. I mean, we do pulled pork so phenomenal that you don't even have to taste our ribs to know that they're great, because we do pulled pork so great. I mean, you've only tasted brisket, beans, and candied bacon. If I'm going to judge if I'm going to judge a barbecue restaurant, I'm going to judge a barbecue restaurant based on brisket.
Okay.
Because that is such a hard thing. That is such a hard thing to get right.
Yeah.
But we put our focus into everything. From the littlest to the biggest, we're focusing on the littlest, because we believe that all killer, no filler goes from the base to the top, not from the top to the base.
And then that's probably what separates you from everybody else.
I mean,
because everybody else, they're like, oh, we got some sides, so we'll just throw that together real quick. But you guys put that extra effort into every single thing you do.
They think the sides are amenities. That's
exactly.
not our game.
Well, the fact you told me candy bacon is a side, like that blew my mind. Who puts candy bacon as a side?
Not
exactly.
Not only that, but people do. They just put pulled pork out on the table because they know that people are going to buy pulled pork. I mean, that's pulled pork.
At least in the Midwest and the East Coast.
I like that you guys only have a couple sauces. There's not like 10,000 sauces. And I think that you say something about that on your website as well. Isn't it?
No,
I'm not sure if I have it on the website or not, but it's a great point. We opened with one sauce on the table, and we did that for a reason. If it were up to us, we wouldn't have any sauce on the table.
Right.
We feel like the meat is good enough to not have a sauce. It's kind of like putting steak sauce on your steak. If you have to put steak sauce on your steak, then you can't cook a steak.
Right.
For us, we put a sauce on the table because we knew we had to, but we knew that it had to be the best sauce. So we came up with the standard, and we kind of progressed from there. We now have the Texas chainsaw,
which is amazing.
Oh my God,
it's a phenomenal sauce. We also have the cherry chipotle. That's a fan favorite, but we don't branch out a lot. You're not going to find us with 19 different sauces on the table because our meat doesn't need it.
Right.
We don't have any purpose for it. If I'm going to cook something for 14 hours, and I'll be damned if I watch somebody smother it in a bunch of strong flavors that don't make sense.
Right.
The sauces are there to pair with the rub.
That's right.
And then also we pair all of our meats with the craft beer, and it all makes sense. It's not some combination of a bunch of random things. It's well thought out, and it all makes sense.
We just had someone from Schlafly Tap House come in and tell us that we had the largest craft beer selection outside of I can't even remember the name of that place. Damn it. Crap. I can't remember the name of it. No, it's a craft beer place in O'Fallon, and they have like,
I know what you're talking
they
about.
have like 70 craft beers. They have like 70. We have 62.
Global Brew.
Yep. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yep.
Save. One save. Right there. One save. Hey, Global Brew. We have the largest craft beer selection on the Illinois side of the river than any other place out there.
Wow, really?
As restaurants are concerned, we have 62 different craft beers that you can choose from because we take pride in hand selecting what can go with our meats and in our restaurant. We deny some and we accept some.
Mostly local beers.
We want to thank you. We want to
beers.
thank you for being so accepting of our Keystone Light.
We are pretentious.
Our Natty Light.
Yeah, for the record, I normally drink Bud Light. I brought Natty.
Hey, we do have a Colt 45 in there.
We do, with Billy D. Williams on it. It's a great one, man.
You will find nothing of the sort in our restaurant.
Hey guys, if you're listening at home, we have the guys from the Beast Craft BBQ here. You want to call in and ask them a question, and now's the time. Our number is 618-223-8054. Once again, we have David Sandusky, the owner of the Beast Craft BBQ, and John Dinnery, who is the GM there. So you spent almost 20 years in fine dining. Thereabouts, right?
About 12 years in fine
Okay,
dining.
so and then you switched over to this to
barbecue, yeah.
Okay, and so you make it almost a religious experience.
Absolutely.
What was the hardest pitfall getting started?
Oh, honestly,
you look back and you say, "Man, that almost broke me." What was it?
I had a partner back out.
Oh.
And it was the third time that he had backed out on me.
Well, that sounds familiar. Huh? Anyone? Darren?
Yeah, did he go to jail?
They didn't beat his...
No.
Got a broomstick, man.
He just didn't have the balls to step up to the plate, and now he's paying for it because he's not involved. But
Right
but
on,
honestly,
brother.
if we would have done business together, it would have been
Disastrous, probably.
disastrous. But not that he's not talented or smart or anything like that.
Sure.
But I figured out through this experience that I don't play well in the sandbox. And
Right on, brother.
Me either.
yeah, it's better off this way. That
Well, you're putting your fingerprints and your signatures on this. It's your baby.
Right.
It has to be you. Tell us about the beans, because most people open a can, they pour them in there, maybe they put some sugar or whatever. How many hours did it take to make those beans?
Oh man! Well, I tell you what, it was trial and error over and over and over and over again, trying to get those right. And finally we hit it, but that's a 4-day process that we take to make those beans. We call it a
Minimal.
They were good.
Yeah.
Minimal 4 days.
Yeah, they're a real pain.
I know you're not going to give us a secret, but I tasted some beer and there's some meat in there, and of course some sauce and every other thing.
They melt in your mouth. They
Oh, my
really do.
God.
Yeah, well, we're not hoarders of information. We don't have a problem giving away most information, but
Nobody's going to do it as well as you, even if you do give them the keys to the car, right?
right.
Well, your wife is involved in the business as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without her. She's
Let's give her a
kind of
shout out.
the
Was she there
backbone
that
and
night
the
at
rock
the,
of the whole
at the
thing.
event?
What's her name?
She was.
Megan.
She
Megan.
was
Hi,
there.
Megan.
She
was
came
there.
in with Ryland. Ryland is David's daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever I walked up, they were at the event, and I was like, "Hey, can I talk to you really quick?" And yeah. So do you guys work together there, or
Yeah,
does she
well,
kind of like handle it, like the business side of it?
We used to
Like the
we
paperwork.
used to work in there more than we do now. We're lucky to have honestly the best staff that I've seen in 20 years in the business.
Let's talk about how you hire your people, because I find that so fascinating. You guys were talking about how you hire your people and how the process that they have to go through.
Yeah, this is really important because we have a different mindset on it. We're not here to hire bodies or pairs of arms and legs when they're needed. We're always trying to be ahead of the curve, and what we look for is not the typical thing. I could care less about a resume. Honestly, if I sit down for an interview and I see intangibles, I'm ready to hire somebody because I can teach anybody anything. So I could care less about experience. I don't care about where you came from. Or anything like that.
That's what a cool boss.
Because the fact of the matter is, there's
more bosses should be that way.
There's three priorities in restaurants, and food, honestly, is the third one. It's the third highest priority. You can still have crappy food and have great service and do well. Ask Applebee's.
Oh my God, you're so right. I hate Applebee's. I hate
true.
Applebee's, but the service is fantastic.
Absolutely,
The service is great.
Yeah.
The claws have come out.
Right. Well, I ain't scared to say
True
that.
though,
But,
yeah.
but number one, more than the food or the service, is the intangibles. That's the thing that people look for. So when they come in, they get that employee that's just over the top. They're smiling. They're informative. They're ready to take care of that customer, and they go out of their way for them. It is a home run every time.
And let me just say, expound on that. What he's talking about is the fact that our restaurant is you basically go through a line before you sit down. It's a serverless restaurant. So when grandma comes in and she can't stand up very long, we hire people who would see that and seat that person, that grandma. Hey, we see that your family needs these additional needs. Come and sit down and we'll serve you at your table, versus, hey, you go through the line and dine in like a normal experience. We will serve you if we see that that's a need that you have. So our staff is hand selected, or hand denied. I mean, we deny a lot of people staff at our restaurant because we only want the best. I mean, Beast is an adjective; it's not a noun. A lot of people are like, "Hey, we eat at the Beast." No, you don't. You don't eat at straightened out. You don't eat at the Beast. You eat at Beast. You eat at Beast Craft BBQ.
It's not a noun, it's an adjective.
You eat at an adjective-based restaurant, which means that we are the best at what we do.
And that's really what put you guys above everybody else.
I mean, it's true. I mean, look at Tiger Woods, look at Michael Jordan. They were beasts at what they do. They weren't the beast, they were beasts. They were the best at what they do. Because they were the best, they stood out amongst the rest.
It's a take no prisoners kind of situation.
Right. I mean, you're talking about a competitive industry. You're talking about Pappy's, Bogarts, Sugar Fire. All these guys are greats. They're all phenomenal barbecue gurus. I mean, very well in what they do. I mean, St. Louis is seeing us on this side of the river as a step above the rest, and that's because we take care in the low life. Not low life. I'm sorry.
What now? What? Is that why you guys are here?
In the lower side, we take pride in the lower side of things. Like, hey, what are the things that we can do that would set us apart from everybody else? And that's taking the TLC time to make sure that we are hiring the best, most smiley, most energetic people that you can possibly get. Awesome. Because our restaurant is full. We filled up 3 times today during lunch, from 12 to 1 o'clock.
That's nuts.
From 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we filled up at least 3 to 4 times in our 62-seat restaurant in Belleville, Illinois.
The staff is as
and you guys
handcrafted
also close whenever you're out of meat.
That's true.
Yeah, we sell. I mean, we've got times that we close. We do have an end hour. We close at 9 o'clock on the weekdays and 10 o'clock on the weekends.
That's not bad though.
No, if we sell out, we're done. And that's what we try to do. We obviously we try to make it through the night, but we want to sell out too, because we don't carry anything over to the next day. We try not
to.
I mean,
fresh is what we do. We base ourselves on fresh. No microwaves, no freezers, no
so
can
the bread
openers.
you served tonight, that was baked today.
You got that this morning, baked at 4 a.m.
It was amazing.
So what time does everybody come in and start making this food?
We're talking about 5 a.m.
What time do you open?
Someone comes in at 5 a.m. every single morning and attends to the meat in the pit.
And then what time do you open?
We open at 11.
So someone's there for 6 hours taking care of the meat, making sure that is perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
On 4 smokers. We call them the fleet.
Right.
They all together they can put out about 2 tons of meat at a time.
Wow.
That's true.
All at once.
So cool. Getting back to the personal touch on what you guys were talking about, your employees and everything. People may not remember exactly what you did, but they're going to remember how you made them feel.
Exactly.
And so you have to have those folks that are going to coddle them when they need to be coddled, and maybe they don't need it, and so you back off. Tell us about the guy who runs your pit. You said he came in, no experience, and he just took off running.
Yeah, we kind of looked out with that. His name is Jim, and he just had a desire and a want to do it, so we decided to cultivate that. Stuck him back there and let him run with it, and honestly, I would put Jim up against the best in the area.
It's true
as far as running pits.
That's because you believed in him.
I will second that notion.
Yes.
How long has he been doing it? 6 months?
Jim, he's been there since February of 2016. So I mean, you do the math. I mean, a guy who comes from a golf course background of doing different menus every single day to honing in on brisket and killing that. I mean, you guys tasted that tonight, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
God, it was
Oh man, juicy at 10 o'clock at night. That was smoked before 8 a.m., 9 a.m. this morning. Still
but
juicy.
Don't you think that anybody? I mean, this is spiritually. I've got to pop this in here. I just do. When you believe in somebody, they can do anything.
That's very true.
So as long as if you feel like you have a couple people backing you and telling you how wonderful you are and how great of a job you're doing, you're just going to continue to keep doing that, and that's what's working in your restaurant the whole way around. It's a circular motion. You guys understand that you're all connected.
But we're very, very particular, and we're happy to let somebody know when the item's not right. But more times than not, we are going to them and saying, "Hey, you nailed this."
Right.
They need to hear it, and they're better for it.
Don't get me wrong. We don't play patty cake with our staff.
We don't cherry coat anything.
We don't patty cake our staff. They're well aware of the fact that, hey, when we're good, we're good. When we're not, we're not. You know.
Right.
We don't want to patty cake them and placate them and make them think something they're not. You know. I mean. St. Louis for 2 years in a row has said that we're the best of the best. So obviously we have to let our staff know that, listen, you guys got to step it up, you know, and that's the constant challenge is getting your staff to realize the fact that, listen, you have to constantly be aware of who you are, what you represent, and what you produce. That's the biggest thing.
But you know what I find is the law of attraction in your place of business. Everybody's working for the same goal.
Right.
So because everybody knows,
they're fully invested.
We have some new hosts. You guys, first, if you're just tuning in, we are Riot Radio, of course. You know that.
Yeah, we are.
It's our first host party. We're excited. We have some new hosts that are dying to try some Beast Craft. Is that cool, guys?
Sure, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't cut yourself.
I'm going to break off and go ahead and cut some of that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I've got just a few more. I've got some more questions.
Should we come back
for David?
Should we come back? Should we play some music and come back, or you want to?
I got a few more for David here.
I'm here all night.
We can come back.
Right on, guys.
All right.
You guys want to come back?
Let's take a few here.
Okay.
And let's hang out. Let's play some music. My wife's here. My wife, you guys, my wife is real. There she is, my beautiful wife, Crystal.
I was wondering.
We finally get to meet her.
I was starting to wonder, Darren.
We were wondering.
And she helped me start this, so I can, man, David, I can totally see where
all right,
the
if
wife
you're listening
is huge
at
and
home,
important and everything, you know.
Yeah, giving the props to the wives out there, Megan.
Definitely. We're going to come back with mics in a few minutes here. We're going to hang out. We got some new hosts coming in. Katie from Trimming Hedges is here. What's up? Ricky from The Conspiracy Theory is here. All right. We'll be right back on Riot Radio.
Jody White. Radical
Into
Joseph.
the Mystic. Way Beyond the Power Lines. Who else?
Get some of that candied bacon.
Who else here? All
Music
right.
of our lives.
The music of our lives. There's Michael. All right.
Missy Nickel. Now, so we're going to come right back. We got the guys from Beast Craft BBQ here, Mr. David Sandusky, the owner, and John Dimery. So we'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Riot Radio. Love us, hate us, or just get the out of our way.
Electric Avenue, and we'll take it higher. Hey, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. Oh yeah, rock it in the daytime. Electric Avenue, rock it in the night, take it higher.
All right, we're coming back. We've got the fellas from Beast BBQ here. Beast BBQ, Mr. David Sandusky, the owner. We are back on. Say hello, David.
Hello.
All right. Darren, if we could, we got some feedback here. We've got our speaker going. David Sandusky. If you can locate Darren.
Has someone checked the back yet? Or is he outside?
Say hello, David. Speaker. Hello. All right. Darren, if we could. There we go. We got the speaker turned off. Now we can actually think. I want to introduce a couple of the guys that just joined us at the table. We have Radical Joseph. Say hello, Joe.
Hello.
And we have Mr. Joe D. White. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
These guys are of the Joe D. White Show, so we're glad to have these guys here. We also had Katie Horton of the Trim and Hedges Show and her posse roll in. Say hello, Katie, from a distance.
Yeah. She says hi.
Yeah, you're in here. You're listening to our Riot Radio staff meeting night. That is, it's being covered by Beast BBQ with Dave Sandusky, the owner, and John Dennery, the GM. They gave us some of their insight earlier. Guys, what do you think of the barbecue, Joes?
Oh, that was awesome.
Pretty good stuff, isn't it?
I felt like Thanksgiving. It was barbecue Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, it was like barbecue Thanksgiving.
It was like a holiday.
Everybody, you guys should get this barbecue for Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna order
we do
turkeys.
have barbecue available for Thanksgiving. We smoke turkeys every Thanksgiving.
Cold turkeys.
Awesome.
I'm gonna order that candy
You're
bacon by the
psychic
bulk
over
and
there.
hand it out at Halloween.
That's a good idea. That is a good idea.
How far in advance do people have to put their order in? Because I know there's got to be a limit.
Well, we do a lot of orders day of, but we love to have 24 or 48 hours so we can make sure it's there and not sell out really early like we did today. We had a lot of bulk orders today that were just sprung on us, and we had to close early because of
But
it.
as far as Thanksgiving, Christmas, and stuff are concerned, we start that advertising about 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
We have a limited amount that we purchase, and once we reach that purchase limit,
No more orders are taken.
We usually don't sell anymore.
How much brisket do you go through in a week? How many pounds?
Oh, man. You're talking about, 900 to 1,000 pounds of pork.
How big was that slab you brought in?
That's about 7 pounds.
Holy crap.
And then you're talking about, 8, 16, 24. You're talking about close to probably 1,200 pounds of brisket a week.
Wow.
That's a lot of brisket.
That's
a lot of meat.
That's a big-ass cow.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that's a big-ass cow.
We can say that. Ass is okay.
Yeah,
I just got
ass
the
is
word
okay.
on that.
Ass
I was
is-
asking for a list of approved words, but I still haven't gotten it.
Ass
Ass,
is okay on
ass
radio.
is approved. Ass is approved.
The reason why ass is okay is because they don't know if you're talking about a donkey or something else. So
Yes.
Well,
it's
and you
okay.
can use like other
go with the
words.
first.
You just can't use like we were talking. You can use boobs, but you can't use the T word. You
Right.
can use, but you can still describe it. I don't know
you.
why you can only
The T
use,
word. We do not want to use the T word.
You can't
okay?
use the T
No
word.
T word. We are
No.
T word exempt.
No T
Taco.
words.
No tacos on
No
Tuesday.
TT words.
No Tuesday tacos. Okay?
Hey guys, if
Taco
you're
Tuesday next Friday.
if you're listening at home, we've got the guys from Beast BBQ, and you want to give us a call. You got a question for them? You can reach us at 618-223-8054. You guys are located in Belleville, is that right?
That's correct.
How do people locate you online? What's your site?
BeastCraftBBQ.com.
BeastCraftBBQ.com.
Yep.
We're also on TripAdvisor, Yelp, and Google. If you Google us, you will find us. I promise.
Awesome.
Instagram,
About
Twitter,
25 pages
MySpace.
deep.
Right.
Well, Dave and I were talking during the break, and I want to go into spiritually. I want to kind of interview you here on this. Before you went into this, you went on another business adventure.
Tried to, yeah.
That wasn't.
Didn't pan out.
Yeah, it didn't pan out.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell them about that? Because I find this such an inspiring story. Because there's a lot of people out there that were sitting there like you were, like I was, that don't know how to pull themselves out of it, And here's another success story right here. People have heard mine before, but you just have to get to that point. And I think your story is a great story on how you got there. So can you share that with them?
For sure. I've been trying to open my own restaurant for 10 years or more, but I'm really happy that it didn't happen before, because I'm a lot more prepared now than I was
Right.
10, 12 years ago.
You have more wisdom.
Absolutely. But there was a moment in early 2014 where we saw an opportunity to open an Irish pub, and that's the restaurant that we wanted to open first. We have many concepts that we'd like to open. That one presented itself first, but it didn't work out at the state level. There were some issues with the proposed partner for that concept, and we ended up not getting it done, and I went into probably the deepest depression that I've ever been in.
Right.
It kind of just wore on me, and it was to the point where I just couldn't get it done. I couldn't be the guy that I wanted to be, do what I wanted to do. I couldn't get it done, and so I think I spent at least 30 days in bed. Spent all our money by not working. things of that nature.
So you had spiraled to the bottom. You had hit the rock bottom.
Emotionally, yeah. And I was lucky enough to have my partner, my wife, be strong enough to see me through it.
It was a Gemini. So
right.
Geminis move very swiftly, and they don't like to kind of sit back.
Crazy Geminis.
Yeah, well, Geminis are two people. You get 2 for 1. And so, like with his sign, you get 2 for 1 as well because they're the 2-headed fish, the Pisces. So they get along really well.
Yeah, she's honestly the one that picked me up out of the rut, out of the ditch, and pushed me to get this done when the opportunity presented itself. And we certainly wouldn't be anywhere close to where we are without her push, without her drive, without her support. She just backs me 100%, and she believes in me.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, she's my biggest and worst critic, let me tell you. But
so what was that moment where you finally pulled the bootstraps up, and was it your wife saying, "Listen, enough of this crap. We got to turn this around"? What did it? What was that moment?
Well, we got a phone call, and the person on the other line said, "Hey, there's this opportunity. Maybe you should take it." And I came up with a whole bunch of reasons why we shouldn't. And she was the one, that looked at me and said, "When are you going to man up? When are you going to buck up and get this done?" She's like, screw everything else. Either get this done and open this restaurant, or never talk about it again. And it was enough to get me to the level where I'm the kind of guy that always works my best backed into a corner, and she really backed me into a corner.
And she said, "David, I want you to put your hand between your legs. You feel those things?
Right.
Them are balls."
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what she did.
It's time to use them.
Radio.
Yeah.
We can say balls.
That's another word. We can say balls.
Testicle.
And so you had that.
That's another T word.
Moment of clarity.
We can say that T word.
To where you decided it's time to hit the track and let's take off.
Yeah, she's a boss, man.
Man, that's great.
That's amazing. Whenever you have someone that backs, and I'm sure that you do the same for her as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I try to. I think she's a little better at it than I am. She's probably a little more encouraging than I can.
Well, because women are nurturers as well, but we can also correct that whip if we need to.
Yeah.
We want to be kind.
It's true.
But,
only on Tuesday.
I'm kind of...
T-word.
Right.
You got that.
Joe's not going to let that go.
Joe got that. We're going to deal with T-words.
Joe and John, T-word patrol.
T-word patrol. We are the patrol of T-word.
The patrol of T-word.
Only the
So go ahead.
greatest
So you
can join such a
ended up
patrol.
opening up the business. Okay, so what happened in between there? I mean, how did you go from being depressed and then saying, "Okay, I'm going to do it"? What was the first step you took? Because this is the most important thing for people to understand. It's the first step. The first step is the hardest step. Like to just say, "Hey, I'm not going to take drugs anymore, or I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to wallow in self-pity anymore. I'm going to pick myself up no matter how hard it is. I'm going to start saying positive things to myself instead of negative."
I asked for help. Called my dad. It's like, "Hey, I'm going to need some support here, and I need to get this done. I need you to come in and help me get it ready, set it up." And sure enough, not only did my family help, but her family helped as well. It was really a family affair getting this whole thing together.
Wow.
We spent about 4 months rehabbing the old hi-ho, which was a terrible train wreck when we got a hold of it. And let me tell you, it smelled like a greasy dead body outside when we walked into the place. I mean, you get into the parking lot, it smelled terrible.
What was it before that?
It was the Hi-Ho Cafe.
For 30 years.
48 years.
48 years.
Wow.
What would they serve at the Hi-Ho Cafe?
Drunk food. So about 3 a.m., people would come in and want eggs, and they wouldn't care if it was the old lady
greasy
going,
diner
"You
food?
guys want some sloppy Joe?"
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
With the cigarette hanging out of her mouth and like the ashes in your spaghetti and stuff.
Yeah, it was.
I just googled the Hi-Ho Cafe, and the only store that they have left is closed.
It was like a trashy Waffle House, but the thing is, it wasn't always that way.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
in Chicago.
It was an institution in Belleville. It was a place that people remember.
Right.
I have stories.
It's a landmark, really.
People would come into the restaurant, and still do, but they'll come into the restaurant and they'll point at the bar stools and they'll say, "I used to sit right there in 1964 in this diner, and I would order eggs and hash browns in the Hi-Ho, and I would, shoot the with my friend, and I would, do this or
Good
do
save.
that. They would talk about the bathroom, the only bathroom in the building that used to be on the cook line, things like that. But when we got a hold of it, there was another gentleman there that had a restaurant there for a year after the Hi-Ho shut down, and I'm not going to get into that or anything, but he's he certainly didn't help the place. It was really a disaster to the point where we spent about 5 weeks just gutting and cleaning the cook line, let alone the rest of the restaurant. It was really a mess. The walk-in was rusted out, molded over.
Oh my God!
They're serving food out of this place,
You think the cook line is bad? Wait till you see the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Bathroom is probably cleaner than the cook line.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably use that toilet water.
I'm having a Gordon Ramsay moment right now.
Oh, you should have seen it.
like-
Yeah.
Walking
There's
to the
so much
restaurant.
oil on the plate, the U.S. wants to invade it.
We were really, really proud to get a hold of this building, though, because it was such an institution in Belleville that it really gave us this opportunity to take our memories that we wanted to make and tie them with the old memories that were already established and connect ourselves
Smart.
with that.
Yeah.
And it's really worked out well for us. People in Belleville have supported us through thick and thin, through all the good times and the bad. It sounds like we've been there forever, but
You're talking about a restaurant that when we opened, we were at 45-minute wait times.
And how long have you been open?
At the table. 18 months, 19 months, I think. December will be 2 years. So whatever that is, I don't know months. I only speak years.
And you guys said the roughest part. Now, I really liked this part of the story because, John, you came in and you worked. I
did.
Talking about you came in and you worked for free.
I did. I worked a full-time job and then came at in the evening time and just gave my time
on the weekends,
to Dave. Even during the week, it was week in and week out for a solid month at least, and 3 months on the weekends.
So is this because you believed in his vision?
It was because I believed in what he was doing.
So his vision.
Chef and I have been friends for the last 10 years. We've been through thick and thin ourselves, seen ups, seen downs, seen ins and outs, and
we call it an earned relationship.
That's true. That's very true.
Awesome,
we were separated
awesome way to
from our
explain it.
relationship for a long time, and we came back together via my medium, which is my wife. We came back together via her.
Well, say hi to your wife.
Really,
What's her name?
Whoa. Shout out to you, Jenica. Yeah, that's Jenica.
Hi, Jenica.
Yeah. Good luck pronouncing that if I spelled it for you. Yeah. So we came back together via her, and really, her and my friend here, Chef Sandusky, have been friends for the last 12 to 13 years, I believe. So, really, to be in that dynamic and be in this area and realize the fact that a friendship goes beyond friendship, and I believe in what started here as far as really ministering to people's souls through their stomach. Barbecue.
I believe in that,
barbecue transcends. I believe barbecue transcends your taste buds. It really begins to dabble into your soul. I mean, you're talking about let's pair some music, let's pair some beer, let's pair some food, and you're really going to start to minister to people's inner being. They're gonna relate thoughts. They're gonna relate dreams. They're gonna relate things that they thought of as children to what you're presenting in an atmosphere in a restaurant, and that's really what we're going for. Hey, come on in. We're family. Come on in. We're doing what you did as a kid. We're doing what you did with your parents. We're doing what you did with your grandparents. We're recreating something that you're already familiar with.
An atmosphere.
So come on in and enjoy it. And I'm telling you, we have more people that leave just satisfied with what the atmosphere is in our restaurant, even than the food. They're like, man, those people were the best. That food was the best. When they greeted me at the door, it was the best. I went to the bathroom, it was the cleanest. I mean,
right.
We pride ourselves in everything, but I think it stems along the lines of that he realized something, that I have to hire the best. I have to be around the best. I have to hire people who know more and can do more than what I can do, because that's what a true entrepreneur knows, is that you have to have people surrounding you that do better than you, that know better than you, and and that can push you farther than you thought that you could go. And i.e., David's wife, Megan, is a phenomenal example of that. I'm a phenomenal example of that.
Right.
He's a phenomenal example
Well, and
of
everybody seems like they have their own magic in this.
that. Right, true.
Yeah,
Everybody,
the staff is really invested.
everybody is hired for their qualifications as the intangibles are concerned. We could care less if they know how to serve. We could care less if they know how to cook. If they know how to treat a person correctly, we will hire them and teach them the rest, because you cannot teach someone how to treat a person correctly.
Oh, I agree with
you
that.
Can't.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it also says a lot about you, David, for your ability to spot talent and to evaluate people.
That's true.
To see somebody that you think is going to work out, like the fellow who his background was a golf course, and he comes in and hits it out of the park for you. So you have to have a knack for seeing talent and trust in your gut.
Time and time again. I mean,
a little bit. I think on my end, it's a lot of luck.
Well, I think you're very intuitive, and you're just not admitting that.
He's putting himself down a little bit more. He might be the luck end, but he hired me to be the sure end.
Right.
He might be, hey, give this person a shot, but be sure that you're doing what I know that I hired you to do.
Right.
So, I mean, myself and my assistant, we hire all of the staff. I mean, we take the time to review. We take the time to listen. We take the time to hone in.
And how long is the training period? Did you guys mention that?
30 days.
Okay.
They have 30 days to make it or break it, and we are a cut dry type of a facility. Like, if you don't make it,
you're gone. So let's switch it up just a little bit. Let's go down the menu. We know you do the beef brisket. You mentioned the pulled pork. What else do you do?
They do those beans. Those are some good beans.
Let's talk meat first.
Sure. Well, you're going to find a lot of staples on our menu, a lot of basics, because, like I said, we wanted to nail the basics. You're going to see pork, brisket. You're going to see chicken. You're going to see turkey, which honestly has kind of turned out to be, in my opinion, probably the best thing on the menu. But what's really been great is the pork steaks. They get more attention than anything else. They're kind of we get nominated for Best Dish in St. Louis 2015 with the pork steak.
In 2016 was the A-list in Feast magazine.
And so you smoke the pork steak, like the brisket.
Yeah, we smoked the pork steak for about 4 hours, and then we grill and baste. You know, we kind of consider that a quote unquote St. Louis style. We think that's important in this region. So
right, we're not a normal barbecue restaurant in that you get what comes out of the smoker. Like, we just plate it and put it down on your plate. We actually take the TLC to put it on the grill to bring it a step further and enhance what's already been done. And I believe that's
like
really
layering.
That's really what sets us apart. Yeah, we layer it. Our rub pairs with our sauce that burns off on the grill.
So is that like taking
melds
that
together
to a different like smoke level as well? Because you're putting it onto, is it a charcoal grill or is it a?
It's a gas grill because
Okay.
honestly, once you hit a certain point, about 145, 150 degrees, the meat stops taking smoke altogether, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But what we try to accomplish on the grill is caramelization. We're taking the the sauce that we call the standard, and we're caramelizing those sugars, and we're developing those flavors. We're dehydrating that into the meats and building tacky layers upon layers on these meats, and it's really proven to be our strength. We consider that quote unquote St. Louis style, though St. Louis style hasn't really been defined. We want to be at the forefront of that, so that's what we do. They're really amazing, and
so you mentioned earlier you guys do sausage, and then you had some ribs left over. What kind of ribs do you do daily?
They're spares.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a custom cut spare. It's cut just for us, and they're thick. They're beautiful. I don't know if you know this, but the pork belly is actually sitting on top of that rib, so it's all bacon. It's just beautiful. Wow. Can't go wrong with that.
And we smoke on 3 different types of wood. We smoke our ribs on cherry wood, which is a fruit wood, which gives it a little bit of a sweeter hint. to the rib, as well as a little bit of a darker, richer, bolder color too. So you get a really nice product on your plate for the price that it costs to purchase the rib.
What about wings? Do you guys do wings, or is it
every once in a while? They're popular.
They're hit and miss, really, I think.
Yeah, it's funny because we'll take them away for a little while and then we'll bring them back, and people are ecstatic about them.
I want the wings.
Yeah, and we'll take them off for a while when they start to die down.
If you guys make a super hot wing challenge, I'll take it.
Bring it on, man. What you got?
I did the Buffalo Wild Wings and the Hooters wing challenges. Came out on top on both of those.
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
I eat ghost peppers for fun.
Sorry, Joe. I'm not impressed.
Whatever.
Ghost peppers for fun.
T-word patrol is done.
Yeah, but that would blow out my I can't do that kind of stuff because I don't like to blow my taste buds like that.
Taste buds? You're not talking about taste buds. You're talking about anus buds too. I mean, is that safe to say?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong because if you don't drink enough water, when you wake up the next morning, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, whoa, what the hell?
Man.
Yeah.
Can't say that.
Yeah, I have a really bad story about that, but I'm not going to share that.
Michael Corley has sat down at the table. Mike, did you get enough meat tonight?
Pardon me?
Did you get enough meat tonight?
I got so much meat. I'm just, my cup overrunneth.
Yeah.
Overrunneth. Delicious meat.
The guy's in a meat coma.
Juicy. Wow. Did you guys talk about all the awards?
Candy bacon.
Yeah, did you talk about those?
I really want you to hit those. Those points.
Yeah, we've been very lucky since we've been open. People,
I don't doubt it. It's well deserved.
People have paid well attention to us and given us a shot. We've been lucky enough to win a lot of nominations and awards. We had 4 or 5 nominations for Best New Restaurant 2015 in St. Louis.
Yeah,
5 different publications. I think 5. It could have been 4.
It was 5. Feast Magazine, Riverfront Times, Belleville News Democrat,
Post Dispatch,
and there was one.
St. Louis Magazine.
Yep, St. Louis Magazine was the other one. There was 5 nominations for Best New Restaurant 2015.
Yeah, the RFT named us favorite barbecue in St. Louis 2016.
Oh, best.
Which is that's the big one for us. So nailed it, man. And there's others.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to be nosy, but you guys are doing well financially. You guys are turning over a profit, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're still trying to figure out how to make money really well. There's a big difference between bringing in revenue and making money, but we're definitely getting better at it. Yeah.
Here's what I put on my MBA hat. So when you guys in 18 months, you guys are doing financially well. When most companies take 2, 3, 4 years just to get out of the red, that says something. That says a lot.
Yeah, it says that they have some damn good food.
Sure.
Yes. Well, you guys have a good product, and you really care about the customer experience, and it flows really well together.
Thank
just
you.
hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly. So, so yeah, good job. I love it.
It's not always as easy as peanut butter and jelly.
Man. No, it's not always
Sometimes
as
you
easy.
run out of jelly.
We work our asses off.
Sometimes there ain't no peanut butter, man.
No.
Or jelly.
I just want to sing that song. You know,
What's peanut butter and jelly. I grew up with that.
I'm so lost.
You guys don't know that? Or please pass y'all for.
I'm the youngest person in this session right now, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
He's not yet 20.
I'm still 19.
It's okay.
Bro, YouTube.
We'll play it for you later.
Joe.
Yeah,
YouTube.
You know what,
no
John?
excuse, dog. No excuse.
All right, fine. We'll
All
play it
right,
right now.
now.
Let's go.
So guys,
compound on what
So what's next for you guys?
Well, we hope to open another store in the next 2 years or so. You know,
What area are you looking in? Are you looking in St. Louis?
Oh, we're not going to get into that too much, but
okay, all right.
yeah, we got some tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah. So, any new things you're thinking about adding on the menu? What else is on the menu? Is there desserts, or is it just the candied bacon? Because that is dessert.
Yeah, it's kind of dessert for us. We don't do any desserts because it doesn't make sense for the logistics of what we're trying to accomplish in the restaurant. We experimented with what we call sweet sides, where they would be able to order a dessert, quote unquote, as a side. We haven't found a great solution for that as of yet, but we're still looking for that. So, we don't have a lot as far as the desserts are concerned. We consider the candied bacon to really be the sweet end of the menu, and
it's very good. Yeah,
and I mean, how badass is it really to say that the sweetest thing on your menu is bacon,
or that bacon is your dessert? I mean, how badass is that?
Yeah,
sugary bacon.
Now, what about your sides? What are your sides that you have?
Oh, the sides are a big deal for us.
And more bacon.
Yeah, this is one of the places where we really differentiate ourselves. And as John said earlier, no cans, no freezers, no microwaves. We've got people toiling away, prepping fresh stuff. We try to keep it in season. We try to keep it as local as we can. And to be honest, the top selling side on our menu is actually Brussels sprouts. And I want to say that
Brussels sprouts. I love them.
I want to say I'm the only guy in the country that can say his top selling side is Brussels sprouts. I'm just going to claim that now.
Well, I'm going to try them when I come there.
But to give you an idea of what we're dealing with, we were just given 4th best fries in the St. Louis area from the RFT.
4th. But
and
best barbecue.
We sell more Brussels sprouts than we do French fries. There's just not a category for it.
Right. Yeah, they probably don't have the best Brussels sprouts category, because not many people think that. But I love Brussels sprouts. Do you put them in? Is it like a garlic or?
All we do is we deep fry them and toss them in butter and salt and pepper. That's it.
How could you go wrong with that?
You're talking about 500, close to 500 pounds of Brussels sprouts every week leaving our restaurant. 500 pounds. I mean, mothers are proud of our restaurant because children in the latter
I want the Brussels sprouts.
In the latter part of their life are eating their vegetables before their main entree.
Yeah, speaking of spiritual, we convert a lot of people. Let's put it that way.
We're talking about people that are 30 years that have never ate a vegetable come in and sit in our restaurant and convince people in the line to eat Brussels sprouts. They go, listen.
What's the address for this place? I have to take my little brother now.
20 South Belt West, Belleville, Illinois, 62220. Belleville.
And not just the Brussels sprouts, but we've also got a broccolini on the menu.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, man.
What is broccolini?
It's the new hot one.
You said South Belt what?
South Belt West.
Okay. What is broccolini?
So broccolini is a cousin of broccoli. Okay, it's like broccoli that doesn't suck.
It's the broccoli that you eat in like your white pastas.
Yeah, it's
and different
longer,
things like that.
The longer,
the longer, more tender, tender shapes of
the
broccoli.
stalks are a little bit more narrow.
Right.
The florets are smaller.
Coming over here to eat it.
What?
People hearing about.
Oh, people are coming over to eat your barbecue.
Bring it on. We got plenty of beans.
People that we don't even know are coming in and eating your food.
Good.
Friends of the show. That's enticing them.
The beans were so good that we didn't even have plates or forks.
We
were ready to just dive our faces in it. Okay,
we
that's how good it is, folks.
It is very good. Tell us about the broccolini. Is it deep fried as well?
Heck yeah, it's deep fried.
Flash fried. Flash fried. Anything that's deep fried for less than 2 minutes is flash.
I just got something in on my. I just got something in on my Facebook from one of my good friends, and he says, "Dude, I dig Brussels sprouts.
They're good.
You have no idea.
Thanks, Rustin.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now are those the only sides that you have?
Oh no, that's just.
They have fries if they have the 4th best fries in St. Louis.
Fries.
Yeah, those are hand cut, by the way. We cut them every day. They're a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Most of our sides are a pain in the ass actually because we're not doing the box thing. We're not ordering it in, opening it up. We're not. It don't work that way for us. And another item that we should point out on the menu, a very seasonal item, is the corn and cucumber salad that's dressed with fresh basil. It is absolutely probably the most flavorful pound for pound item on the menu. It's absolutely beautiful. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Grilled local corn.
So do you buy as local as possible?
Yeah. We try to buy from local farmers, and when we can't, then we spend our money in Belleville at the farmers market. So
awesome.
At least you know your stuff is fresh if you get it from the farmers market.
Yeah.
Well, and I like that you're supporting locally.
We're trying.
That's the whole crux of our restaurant.
Yeah, it's not that the whole menu's local or anything like that. That's not really sustainable for us, honestly.
Right.
If we're being real about it, but we try to do as much as we can local, and that list is always growing.
Yes.
It has grown from the beginning. So
what do you guys eat when you're not eating your barbecue?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
What?
Is there anything else out there?
I mean, you're meaning to tell me there's food that's not their barbecue?
There's other places out there?
What did you eat before Beast Barbecue? Did you have a favorite barbecue?
Just
or
regular barbecue?
Was there a place?
I would probably say my favorite barbecue before we opened was Bogart's.
Okay.
In Soulard. And they're always one of the top 10 in the country. Skip Steele, the owner, has become a good friend of mine. He has a beer with me in the restaurant every once in a while, and we become good friends. Great mentor.
It's always amazing to have a great mentor.
You know, it's really crazy because I didn't expect what I got from the barbecue community. I really felt like when I opened that things were going to be very tight, very competitive. Everybody was going to hoard information and keep everybody out and be protective of their recipes and what they do and all that stuff. And as far as St. Louis is concerned, I've gotten nothing but the opposite, especially from the likes of Skip Steele and Mike Emerson from Pappy's and Bogart's. They're absolutely wonderful people, and they've just, all I have to do is make a phone call and I can get a question answered. And so they're just incredible
isn't
people.
That the way that you are successful in business, though? It's what you put out.
They have a bigger picture,
right?
They want to see the barbecue in the St. Louis region become the best in the country. They want to see everybody grow. They're not trying to just be the best on their own. They want to see everybody come up.
Well, you guys have you guys have the same passion.
Yeah, absolutely. But if I'm being honest, I didn't start that way. I learned to be that from them. So
that's amazing. And that's always a wonderful thing that you can always, and whenever you look back and you really realize that this person mentored me and they did it in the right way, because people have mentors that aren't great mentors and they have mentors that are amazing mentors, and it's always nice to give them props because you're going to have people that do that with you as well because you have learned from them and you're going to pass that down and they'll pass that down and pass that down, but we all kind of tune it into our own way. But we do learn from them, and then we pass that down, and then we can learn our own wisdom and pass that as well.
Yeah,
and it's important.
That's what we're really trying to do. We're trying to raise up people in the industry that even if they don't end up with us forever, at least they can go somewhere and be like, like Jim, for instance. God forbid he ever leaves, but if he ever leaves and says, "Hey, I'm the guy from Beast Craft BBQ company," people want to. I want to see people's eyebrows raised and be like, "Oh, you're that guy,"
right?
And that's important to me to invest in them because honestly, they invest in us. They are fully invested. They're very focused, and we don't really allow anything less. And they really put everything into it, so we try to return that.
Well, and it shows in your product. It does, sure. And it shows in just the camaraderie between you two. I mean, we've had so much fun with them, haven't we, Rick? So much fun.
Candy bacon.
And
candy bacon.
We've all sat around it. Laughed and just had a great time. And you guys fit in so well. And I was so happy that you came in the pouring rain. It was pretty.
This is St. Louis, right? Land of the rain.
Don't like your weather? Wait 5 minutes and it'll change.
Yeah. It'll be sunshine before it's rain again.
So, guys,
we're 90 degrees feels like 110 everywhere else.
Right.
Hey, before we wrap it up, we can locate you online at beastcraftbbq.com.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Is that right? Okay.
And you can find a full menu on Facebook if you find us at Beast Craft BBQ.
All right. So we got...
And I'll also be sharing the link on my page, and so will everyone else, I'm sure.
So if you're listening from home, we've got the guys from Beast Craft BBQ here. We have David Sandusky, the owner, and John Dinnery, the general manager. Guys, just a few questions before we go. What do you listen to as far as your phone or your music? What's your go-to? You got some go-tos?
I'm heavy metal through and through.
Attaboy.
I can't.
John, what's your go-to? Christopher Cross, Sailing.
Liberace.
I like to think that it carries into my barbecue
the yin
as well.
And yang.
Really, whatever's good. I grew up on rap music. You couldn't tell from my accent that I'm a Minnesota boy.
Hip hop, rap.
I'm a Minnesota
I think the word rap died in 94.
It's not hip hop.
Rap rhymes.
Still rap.
It's rap. It's rap. It's rap music, not C-rap.
I like rap.
It's rap music. I'm talking
rap
about Tupac. I'm talking about Tupac. I'm talking about the old school guys. I'm talking about Biggie Smalls. I'm talking about the guys that actually rapped about something other than what's between someone's legs and what's between someone's lips. Rather than the drug game and the prostitute game. Something that meant something. So
here's your next one. You guys are on death row. what would your final meal be aside from Beast Craft BBQ? You have to pick something besides that.
I just answered this the other day for the Riverfront Times, and I gotta say it's my mother's beef stroganoff.
Really?
I love some good beef stroganoff.
I'm probably gonna have to shout out to my fellows at pizza at the Pastaria.
There you go.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
If you have never eaten pizza at the Pastaria,
where is the Pastaria?
Get out there.
Where is it?
Sorry, no, there's no yelling on the radio. But that is
in Clayton.
That's in Clayton.
Yeah.
In Clayton, and they have the best Italian food.
Gerard Kraft.
What's your favorite?
Oh my God!
Favorite
The
item?
spicy pizza.
The spicy
If
pizza.
you go there and don't eat the spicy pizza,
I love spicy.
You're going to hell.
Really? I'm definitely gonna eat the spicy pizza.
You better go
man.
eat the spicy pizza because you don't want to end up where there is no spicy pizza. Okay.
Well, I don't want to end up in
No.
Okay.
Do you guys know what's in heaven?
Spicy pizza.
There we go.
Spicy pizza.
And Beast Craft BBQ.
So one more question.
Sure.
The one person, living or dead, you'd like to meet or see again?
Tupac.
Tupac, huh?
No.
I'm gonna go with Trent Reznor.
All right.
Okay, wait. I don't know who Trent Reznor is.
You're expelled from this meeting.
Nirvana, get out of here. Take your headphones off and leave.
Darren, we'd like you to step into the
Drop
seats
the
now.
mic. And now we have this woman leaving this conversation because she has no
there goes
idea
the-
who Nirvana
I've
is.
been the only girl here for a
Trent
while,
Reznor's
so
Nine
I
Inch
can't
Nails,
get
bro.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Hey,
You get to leave the table too.
I'm gonna leave
Sit
the
at
table
the kids' table.
because Trent Reznor used to be with Nirvana.
Yeah.
He
No,
is the same.
He was never been.
He
with
was
Nirvana.
never with
All right,
Nirvana.
John.
I'm sorry.
I am the guy who you would ask, who is this song by? And I would tell you Trent Reznor from Nirvana. No matter who it is. It doesn't matter. It's Trent Reznor.
Are you sure? This
from
sounds like Katy
Nirvana. Sir, I'm sorry, but that is the Bee Gees. Whoa, bro. Trent Reznor.
I like to
From
ask a
Nirvana.
question, if I could, please, for just 1 second.
Yeah.
What is your favorite superhero?
Oh, this is for our show.
Or living.
This is tough.
This is for
because
the geek sheet.
So we do the geek stuff.
Uh-oh.
I might have to close with some game news before we actually go down.
I'm a villain guy. Like, I don't care about the
Hero or
superheroes.
villain, just say it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's your favorite villain?
I mean, I'm gonna have to say it's probably Luther because he doesn't rely on any superpowers. He's just a badass and stands up to Superman. I mean,
I'm going to have to go Batman.
Yeah.
I like Batman because of course he's got money, of course, but he doesn't have any superpowers. He's just a guy with some gadgets that makes a difference in society and puts a positive spin on society. Like, hey, you can all be a vigilante if you would just put your mind to it to do some good where good is needed. You know, it's kind of like helping the people on the side of the road who have a flat tire, and you just drive by them and go, ha ha! Like Nelson from The Simpsons, you know what I'm saying?
since we're talking about Batman, can we talk about how bad Suicide Squad sucked?
I didn't see it.
We're going to talk about that on the 19th. We're going to go through a whole
Was it really
entire
good?
review on the 19th.
Check us out at Geek Chic next Friday. It's pretty awesome. 5 to 7.
Well, I have a question for you from my level from Into the Mystic. So I want to know, what is the most spiritual part of this for you? What has really made you connect spiritually?
It's a really loaded question. I guess the best way to put it is that I'm gonna say this. Cheryl Bayer, the restaurant critic from the Riverfront Times, who've been super helpful for us, she probably said it best in the article that she wrote about me last week when she said that I found salvation in barbecue. Being a ministry school dropout, going through my own thing and trying to find myself in what I believed in, it was really easy for me to attach to something in barbecue that is so subcultural and so religious to people. I like to say that there's 3 things that you don't talk about around the bonfire, and that's politics, religion, and barbecue, because everybody's got their own thoughts on all of that. So to be able to really pour my soul into the food, the service, and what we're trying to do. That's probably a very general and vague answer to your question, but it's really appropriate that it's just I'm trying to take my soul and show it to you on a platter.
Hey guys, let me jump in here real fast. Katie Horton of Trim Hedges has joined us. Say hello, Katie.
Katie.
Hi, Katie.
I'm Katie.
Yeah, welcome. You got a question for the guys? Did you eat any of the barbecue?
Have we talked about music yet?
Yes.
We did. Oh,
Bring it on.
okay.
Bring it on.
Well,
Go ahead.
I just want to know, what do you listen to?
Okay. Well, John's.
Go ahead. I'm Trent Reznor, and
I sing with Nirvana.
John is now playing the role of Trent.
Everybody, that was the Bee Gees.
who are also part of Nirvana.
Right, they're also part of Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
I know nothing about who's who. I just know what's good. Okay, if you play something and go, bum, bum, yeah, that's good. I know. Hey, that's good. It doesn't matter who it is.
What's the song that we thumbs down in the restaurant that we don't listen to anymore?
What is that song?
Lovely Day.
Lovely Day.
We're not allowed to listen to that anymore.
Eliminate that song every time.
We have Pandora in the
so
restaurant.
So annoying. I mean, if you get Lovely Day playing, it's like Lovely Day. I say shoot it.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's terrible.
Me personally, to answer your question, I am a
metal fan.
Yeah, I'm very much into the metal.
It's going.
Metal has so many
respect him more now.
Subgenres now than it used to.
Right.
I love the classic metal, and I'm not talking about hair bands. I mean, old Metallica.
That's what I was like. Pantera.
Right, Pantera is something. Well, I'm not so much Pantera, but that era.
Yeah.
For sure. Coming forward, I grew up on nu metal. Mm-hmm. Going through high school, Korn was a huge deal for me. Don't know.
Somebody here just seen Korn Tuesday night, and yeah,
I did also,
and I was there with my 13-year-old daughter. She loved it.
Yeah, phenomenal. Well, let me say it was a pretty average show for Korn. I believe it was probably the 10th time I've seen Korn.
And my buddy Ben Kuvar over there, he went with us. It was an awesome
good show. Rob Zombie was great.
Awesome time.
Oh, Rob Zombie, yeah.
Had a great time.
But honestly, I'm more into the real stuff. I really love In Flames.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot not buy a Nine Inch Nails album. I mean, that's just doesn't get any better than that.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, right.
Now he's from Nirvana.
Kurt Cobain with 9 Inch
Speaking of
Nails.
concerts, did you guys see what Five Finger Death Punch did at Chicago Open Air?
No.
They were singing The Bleeding, and they had like a little 10-year-old girl get up on stage and sing and perform with them for the rest of the concert.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
It was adorable too. Because he takes pictures with her and he's like holding her hand through the first part of the song, and she like lets go and she's like running around the stage dancing and singing to the song.
That's awesome. I didn't see that. I want to ask you what's the most spiritual part of this for you?
I would say it's
the barbecue. No,
it's not so much a barbecue. I guess it's the belief in another, like supporting another person's dream. Really, that's what drives me, is knowing the fact that I am helping someone fulfill a dream that they've had for a long time.
Right.
And like not only fulfill it but kill it. Like there's a difference between fulfilling a dream and killing a dream.
No killer, no filler, man.
And I'm not talking about killing it as in to the bottom of the ocean. I'm talking about as killing it as you're the only one that NASA is noticing going to the moon. And that's the thing for me, is not only is David and his wife friends of mine, but they have a dream that's bigger than my own. That I can see somewhere that we're going, and I can support that.
Maybe someday I can pay that back.
I can.
I think you guys are very supportive of each other, and you pay it back every day. And you're also very supportive of your spouses, and you give them acknowledgement in this dream as well.
Yeah, for real.
That's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing.
It's a really tough business to be in if you don't have someone who's willing to support you.
Well, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of hours. There's a lot of and it's blood, sweat, and tears and love put into this. So
on a side note, who's the beer bitch? I can say that, right? Bitch ass.
Yes, actually. No, we cleared that. We cleared that on one of our shows. We asked Darren, are we allowed to say the B word? And he said yes. So instead we said bastards.
Oh, okay.
Who's the beer bastard?
Bitch and beer are both cleared for the air. I have that confirmed at least.
House right should be the beer bitch.
We've come a long way since the Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
I mean, have you watched the Goonies lately?
Yes, I have.
I mean, the Goonies, back when I was like 10, and the Goonies, I mean, I watched that and I'm like, oh my God, my parents let me watch the Goonies.
Do you know that Patty Duke's son was like the main kid on there?
Patty Duke's, yeah, she's part of Nirvana.
She is part of Nirvana. Do you even know who Patty Duke is? Am I totally dating myself?
Yeah, like she wore those shorts and slid
she hung out with Trent Reznor.
She wore those shorts and slid across the car in that one movie. You know Dukes of Hazzard.
No, that was what? You totally had me going like, what?
Well, that's Charlie's Angels, bro. Charlie's Angels.
All right, well, we appreciate you guys coming in tonight. We've had such a great time. We'd love to have you back again. And anybody else have any other questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, can I ask about like, where does your like meat come from?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Cows. Yeah. We try to work with the local butchers as much as we can. We do a lot of fresh kill. It's not, like I said before, it's not that it's all local, but we try as much as we can to sustain as much local as we can. It's really hard to find a local guy that can meet our brisket needs or things like that. But we're still exploring those areas as much as we can and trying to get that done. But whatever we can't get from local butcher shops or local kill houses, it will get from a vendor, a major vendor. But we try to keep that a very small list.
Right, like that's like when you're talking about like fulfilling like a dream, like I think that's like people don't even realize that's being fulfilled for them when they like come to that kind of restaurant and get like the fresh and like the good, like shopping local's always like the best to keep the money in your area.
And our restaurant is all local, literally. I mean, outside of what we have to source out from someone else, it's local soda. You're talking about local produce. You're talking about as much local meat as you can possibly get. A local bread vendor. I mean, everything is local. We don't have any Coke. We don't have any Pepsi.
To clarify, it's not all local, but
it's not all local. Correct.
I know a guy who does his own private beer. Like, he makes his own beer. I can't drink it, but he'll bring it into work every now and then. Everyone's like, yeah, you should try this. One, we're at work, and two, I'm not old enough.
Alcohol's a different animal, man. It's got to be all approved and through a distributor.
It's got to be through the Illinois state.
But like, like what you're saying about like whenever you're keeping it local, right? You're almost like local is always like the smaller businessman. Right. So like they put in the work and like people. I feel like your customers probably come in and they don't even realize that like they're getting like the stuff that's
the meal you bought just paid for some daughter's dance lessons or
like
something.
Not even just that, like they're not getting the preservatives or anything. They're getting the healthy like kind of.
Yeah, it definitely helps in that area. I don't think most people realize, but 60 cents on a dollar of what you spend locally actually stays in that community.
Right. So like you're in a way like keeping your money in your area.
It's a huge deal.
That's a huge deal.
Right.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be something worth noting, probably.
Yeah, we're all about trying to do as much as we can.
All right, guys. Anything else?
Are we done? That's it?
Any other questions?
That's all you got?
Would you like to go ahead and
I can do this all night.
Give your website again?
Yeah.
BeastCraftBBQ.com.
And your Facebook?
Beast Craft
Facebook/Beast Craft BBQ.
And go ahead and give us your address again.
20 South Belt West, Belleville, 62220.
It's right by the Belclair Fairgrounds.
It is.
Yep, in the bowling alley.
Yeah. Go in and check it out, you guys. It's amazing food. You will not be sorry. It's some of the best food I have had in a long time. You guys saw me at the event. I was like, listen, please come to our
she
party.
Was stupid.
I was high on the meat. You know what I'm saying? I was high on the smoked meat. So it was good. This is the thing. Do you have any other questions?
Nope.
I have some stuff to close with, but that's after we're all done.
Here's what we're going to do. Let me stop you there. We're going to take a quick break, play a few songs, and we're going to let you guys hop back on. We just want to wrap it up with these fellows here, and if that's all right with you guys, we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Is that okay, Joe?
Sweet. That's absolutely fine. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Well, we've had Mr. David Sandusky, the owner of Beast Craft BBQ, and John Dennery, the GM for Beast Craft BBQ, in here in the Riot Radio studios. Thank you, Missy, for setting this up and being the liaison there for us.
I'm just glad they came, and I really, really appreciate it. And you know, you guys, I was like, I didn't even know if you guys understood what I was saying there, because I was like, and then we had Christine there, so it was like two of us.
You know what that sound reminds me of? Have you seen Galaxy Quest?
No.
There's these aliens and they can't speak. And so, like, that's
like,
basically the noise they make.
That's kind of like how we were, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
we were like,
Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails.
Can you please come to our party?
I think I got that right.
And I think you just
Don't
shook your
forget,
head like,
Katy Perry
yeah, go ahead and
Korn.
contact me, because I have no idea what you guys just said.
Yeah,
but,
pretty much.
It was wonderful. Thank you.
I'm just here.
Thank you so
with the
much
barbecue.
All right, guys, if you're listening at home, we'll be right back in just a few minutes with some of our other hosts.
Peace out.
Kicking it around tonight. All right, well, thanks for joining us, and thank you very much. We'll see you.